Okay, now we have some pressure points. These are also purposeful application points. So the inner upper corner of the kneecap, okay? We did the tapping, remember? Okay, so just massaging on those points on the inside of your knees helps tremendously with any disorders of the liver, gallbladder, you know, and the spleen.
You said the bottom part of the kneecap? Or the
On the inside, where we did the tapping.
Okay.
So you just like that.
Inner upper corner.
Gallbladder.
And those are usually organ systems that get off balance, you know, with hormonal imbalances.
If you don't have a gallbladder,
Even if you don't have an organ system, it still has what they call an energetic pattern or flow. Kind of like when somebody has an amputee.
still.
Yes, I had this one young man, bless his heart, and it's when I was working in the hospital part, and he had that phantom limb thing going on, you know, from the knee down, where he didn't have a limb. And I mean, they had him on all kinds of pain medication, but it just was nothing. You know what I did? I went in and I pretended like I was massaging his leg. That just totally calmed him down, because the pattern is still there, and the energetic pattern. That is the only thing that would calm him down. No medications. So I just pretended like I was.
Did you start at the knee where it was, and then just act like the rest of it was there?
Yep.
Because in his heart it was.
It'll still
I,
itch.
I have a couple of pieces, so just make sure. I'll tell my patient.
Okay. And then we talked about the hollow at your ankle. Okay. So that is another major point for hormones and for your sexual
In the back
organs.
right here?
Back.
3 inches.
Right
inside.
the inside ankle.
Right there?
It's above the ankle.
Down a little bit more.
Down?
A little bit more.
Here.
Here. I think I wrote it wrong in there. 3 inches above the. Actually, it's right here.
I was going to say.
Right below the ankle. Right below the heel.
Yeah.
Between the heel
I
and the
meant
ankle.
between
Below.
the tibia and here. Okay. So right in
So
this
it's
area
above the
here.
heel.
Right there.
Yeah.
So your happiness formula.
Yeah.
That is a wonderful lotion, you know, to use there.
And what's that for?
Hormonal or sexual organs, male or female.
Okay.
I know. Well,
Yes. Thank you for saying it.
yeah, that's what I
So
was
that
gonna
will
ask.
stimulate labor. So that is good.
We know where it is now, Miranda.
So when someone is pregnant, I mean,
Yeah,
the
if they're
oils
pregnant.
and
I just stay away from them if they're pregnant. I don't even talk to Libby anymore.
The essential oils even? No essential oils at all? Not
Well,
peppermint or
legally, and you just got to be careful. I
Ask
mean,
their
everybody can do what they want on their own, but you have to make a disclaimer and say this is not recommended, you know, for this and this and this. For pregnancy, seizures, you know, and then for babies, the only safe place is on the bottoms of their feet.
Right.
Dilute it. Okay? So you have to make that disclaimer up front. But like I said, everybody has a choice in what they do with their buttocks, you know, for that. Okay, stomach point. We all went over that. Wonderful for nausea. Okay? So on your foot here, you can feel it. It's stomach 36. So follow your big toe up. Follow your big toe up. I guess I could put my foot up here.
Here, I'm not ready.
Okay. Everybody feel it. Mine's real tender because I just, like I say, got over the stomach bug.
yeah, mine is too.
Mine hurts. Like
So is this point 3 there, the stomach point? So that would
Yes.
Okay.
stomach point. Mine's really
So that's
sore.
just below the knee, really.
Mine's always sore.
The other stomach point is called the Hoku point on the bottom of the foot.
So it's about 8 o'clock.
So on the bottom of the foot, on the arch of your foot, if you just hold the arch of your foot, you're going to get into the stomach on the left side of your foot. Okay, the arch.
Okay, do that again. The arch.
The arch of your foot.
Uh-huh.
And actually, if you get the arch of your foot, you know, you're going to hit on what we call K1, which is on the ball of your foot and on your adrenals. So it's always good to massage the oils into that arch of your foot.
I
Okay.
put oils on mine every morning. It's like yoga today.
Yeah, it'll be called 911 if I had that.
So,
with the peppermint oil,
yes.
and he would stop with the nausea. I mean, he was just,
Yes.
and so every time he gets sick now, he's 5. Every time he gets sick now, he always says, "Mom, do my feet." You know, if he
Yes.
feels nauseous
I mean,
at
babies
all.
and children, they know it works. I mean, my babies, I remember Dylan, 18 months, I'd come over and he'd raise his feet up to me. Granny, do my feet. So they know that it works, you know, so just start doing it. And anyway, I want you all to feel the kidney 1 point on the bottom of your feet. Hard for me to show this, but right on the ball of your foot, right in the middle. Can you guys see that? Right in the middle of the ball of your foot. Everybody, if you can take your feet off.
Okay.
Feet off. I'll try that.
Shoes off.
And this is a major
Oh, that's
kidney point, fibromyalgia. Many times the kidneys are affected. And so you
We
want
have to
to
edit this part.
massage that point.
That does hurt.
And then on the arch of the foot, right below it, is your adrenal point. So if you have any symptoms of fibromyalgia, those are the 2 points that you need to make sure that you rub. Again, what I'm doing is I'm showing you guys purposeful anointing points, but as far as learning the specifics of of the reflexology and things like that, if you have an interest, I highly recommend that. You'll learn so much in those courses just for your own use. Okay. But this is these are things that you can do with your body care products, you know, so that the reference that we're using is purposeful application.
When you're doing the pressure point, like you said on the kidney point,
Yeah.
how how long do you hold that, or?
Well, it just depends on how tender it is. Another thing that I have people do is do the up and down, go on the balls of your feet in the shower every morning.
What about the roller?
Yes, they have those rollers.
We have
And-
rollers.
You do?
Hey, Drew, can you grab us a roller, please?
So Nancy's going to come up with all kinds of tools.
How many are back there?
A pallet.
I'll take a pallet.
You can use it to feed us. Huh?
Got a sale on.
I don't know that there's tools. Yeah, apparently I do. More than I thought.
Because I don't know.
I got the skin brush.
Okay, Hoku. So Hoku is the 1 point on the arch of your feet that we were just speaking about. You also have Hoku in between your thumb and your forefinger. Okay? So I want everybody to take your other hand and I want you to you're going to feel a tendon. So rub back and forth and it's going to be sensitive.
Yeah, why is that?
That's because of
If you have a
tension.
headache, WAG will mash it for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this
get here.
that is a major point to massage when you have a headache.
Yeah.
Okay? Or just acupressure as hard as you can hold.
Oh.
Okay?
Wow.
Breathe in.
Is there a reason
And
one
relax.
hand's more tender than the other?
There's no soreness.
You don't have a headache.
My reflex on soreness.
With lavender for a headache.
Okay. Oh, look at here. Look at that. Oh, I love tools.
Oh, yeah, don't put Miranda.
So this little tool here, you know, you could put this on the floor and you can just rub your foot back and forth on it. And that'll stimulate so many of those points on the bottom of your feet. Or what you could do is, I've got something similar to this. Or you can, you know, rub your point here. You know, you can even rub up and down.
Do your arms too. Dan.
Yeah, you can do your flushing.
I use it to kind of beat the tension
So
on
we
my
could use
neck.
this in the shower.
Yep.
Yeah, we work in the shower.
And your loofah brush too, works really good. Okay.
Okay.
The other tool that we have is, the little brushes. Again, you can stimulate so many points. So just take the time, to do your face and make sure that you're getting all the acupuncture points, okay, as you're doing this. And then, of course, your, what do you call it?
Decolletage.
Decolletage.
Oh, I know. So anyway, and then you always want to brush into the armpit, okay, when you're doing that. Or you can also use the dry skin brushing, the wooden brushes. You've seen those? You can get those too, and those work good. Yes. So light, gentle massage like this stimulates the lymphatics. Very, very good for that. Okay. Yes. Okay, and then another Hoku point, besides on the arch of the foot, is I want everybody to press between your big toe and the second toe. Come up the center. Can I use your toe?
Big toe and second toe in between.
Okay, so between the big toe and second toe, you see a web right in there. It's going to be tender. That's your liver.
Oh, wow. Yowza. Was that
Big
Yowza.
toe and second toe.
So you want to rub that Hoku point too for any toxicity in the body.
So
And usually when you have the flu, the liver's going to be affected, the gallbladder many times can be affected, as well as the small intestine.
So
Okay.
is that bad that it hurts so bad right now?
It just means there's toxicity.
So like, what do you need to do? Like a
Good
flush
thing
or
I did
something?
my dead sea mud
Okay,
yesterday.
I'll be doing that.
Yeah, that's the fun.
How's your liver, Tammy? We'll all walk into each other and say, hey, how's your liver? Let me check.
And then I say, hey, now you need my dead sea mud.
The Dead Sea
to pull
soap,
those
the
toxins
mud.
out.
And then also I would.
Oh, yeah.
And we already went into the spleen point, the base of the nail of the big toe. And then we went over the hollow of the outside of the ankle bone. And then in the back of your knees is another good application point for your oils. Because again, there's several different meridian points behind your knees, for massaging and for applying your oils. So those are all, when you're having one of your parties, those are all fun ways to show how they can purposefully apply these oils, okay? Or their lotions, or you know what I love? I could have a bar.
A lotion bar? Who's got a lotion bar? Some of these women ought to be whipping one out, right? Yeah. There we go. Tracy wins.
All right.
Here you go. Don't go anywhere without your lotion bar.
Lemongrass.
Tracy should get a prize.
When I saw these, I'm just so grateful. Because this is another tool. I carry this in my car. So when I'm at a stoplight, I'm flushing down my meridians.
Blushing.
Or on my chest. And we'll go over that in just a little bit. Because the chest,
Down 65.
that is your, what we call neurolymphatic points for your lungs, your heart, and your circulation sex. So the 3 long meridians, you can get them with these 6 buttons up and down your chest. So these lotion bars, you should all be carrying them in your car. I have a little basket in my car with all my fun stuff, for what I love stoplights. so anyway, it's a good way of, and then you can also use these lotion bars, to really stimulate some points on your hands, or maybe you got Hoku, I mean, these are great for acupressure, for if you have a headache, get your lotion bar out and apply some pressure, to your point. So, anyway, again, purposeful application.
Oh, let me see what I've got.
You like this, buddy?
Great.
The back of the knees. Back of the knees.
Jeez, this Paraster isn't correct.
Okay, I want everybody to stand up.
Stand up.
Okay, right below your ribs, I want everybody to feel right here as though you're in the authoritarian position, is what they call this. And feel right here. This is your adrenals. How many here are tired?
All the time or just today?
Just a lot of the time.
A lot of the
You
time.
just exhaust it, you can't get your energy back up, okay? These are your adrenals. They sit right above the kidneys, okay? And so you either can massage them or I like to give them a tap, okay? And that just kind of gives them a boost. But that's another purposeful place to apply like your happiness lotion, which is for, you know, balancing, okay? And then on the spine at the base of the neck, this occipital, this is called the cradle, okay? So you can put your thumbs underneath that cradle if you're doing it on yourself and just pull up. Or these are two great anointing points right here. And then like I showed on Nancy, the hollow. So anyway, and just simple acupressure, you know, or, you know, applying your oils. All of that can help.
Are we gonna get a PowerPoint of this?
And what is that one for? Like the sear, I mean, what does that help?
It's a major acupressure point for balancing headaches.
Headaches.
And the same with the hollow, you know, right in here. Okay, then we'll start the doggy point. So go up the back of your ear. Remember your 3 points back here for anti-aging. Let's do those first. And metabolism. And then go up to the very top where you feel an indentation. You feel that?
Oh.
Okay, that's the doggy point. Okay, that is for relaxation. No, the doggy.
Yeah, if it hurts, what's that?
Is it right above that really bony?
Okay, just call the back of the ear up and you'll feel the hollow. And that's another great place for anointing your oils.
I didn't even know I had that.
If it makes your jaw hurt, what does it do that?
Well, the reason the jaw would hurt is because the mastoid bone, it connects back in there. So one thing you can do is put your fingers right here where your jawbone connects. Open and close and tell me if you hear a click.
Yep.
But if you hear a prominent click or if it gets stuck, you know, that could be the early signs of TMJ. Okay? That just means you're carrying a lot of tension, you know, in this jaw.
Ooh, I grit my teeth. Or I clench my jaw when I sleep. That's
Yeah.
weird.
So that's another good place to relax. Okay?
Rub
It's
it.
right in there.
Just rub it.
Okay, what was the hollow point here for? I'm sorry.
Relaxation. Okay, if you do take the Touch for Health course, this is kind of the, you've got this picture in your book, so if you want to turn to this picture. This is a chart that you might want to get real familiar with. And again, they can be used anytime, anywhere. Athletes use these points, and once you learn them, you're going to start noticing athletes before they swim or before they do a downhill thing where they want to activate all the different muscle groups plus their brains, you know, for peak performance. They're going to turn all these on very, very quickly. So I'm going to show you how to turn them on very quickly. Okay? I need everybody to stand up.
Quickly. Okay.
Okay, and you can do this with your lotion bar. So if you have your lotion bar, go ahead and get it out. And I'll just use this tool just to show. Okay, so first of all, we're going to do the different, these are called neurolymphatic points, okay? And we're going to go over each of them. I'm going to show you how quick you turn these on. Like I said, the lotion bars are great, you know, for turning these points on. Okay, the first, and we're just going to pay attention to these points in the front of the body. So if you want to follow along with your chart, you can see in small letters, they all go to different muscle groups, and they, I promise, will help with activating these different muscle groups or organ systems of the body. Okay? So the first one that we're going to want to do is these three, I call them magic buttons, and this is going to be your circulation sex button right across on the breastbone, the heart, and the lungs. Okay, so I take it. Oh, that's so beautiful. Okay, cleavage is good. So start right where the breast meet. It is tender, isn't it?
Breast
So
meat.
that's your circulation. It may mean that you need more circulatory. You need to activate your circulatory system. Now bring your lotion bar up a notch, up another rib cage. That's your heart. Pay attention if that's tender. Okay. The next button up is your lungs. Mine's tender. So then you take your lotion bar and you just rub up and down, just like that. And that will activate your circulation sex, your circulation sex, your heart, and your lungs. That's the same as doing this. Okay? That's just quicker. So, remember Tarzan? Yeah, that's what he was doing. He was activating circulation, sex, heart, and lungs. Okay? Okay. The next main circuit breaker is you're going to give yourself a hug, but right here on the outside shoulders, you're going to rub up and down, and that's this central meridian. Okay? That's that main circuit. Okay?
What if that's sore?
Then you need to flush. Flush up. Flush up. Okay? Then two other main points right below the collarbone. Okay, this is your governing. So again, take your lotion bar, and it might be tender because it also goes, to your lung one and circulation sex. A lot of these buttons is what I call these.
Allergy thing.
They kind of overlap. Okay? Yes, it just is an indicator. Okay. Okay, the next one. Underneath the breast on the left side, the breast on the right side. Okay, you take your lotion bar, take the inside of the lotion bar, and you're going to rub like this. So you need 2 lotion bars. And actually, as you're doing that, you can go all the way up, to your circulation and sex. And your heart and lung. Okay. Okay. The one on the left, underneath here, this is your stomach. So when you're nauseated, get that one going. The one on the right is your liver and gallbladder. So you want to do them both when you're got the flu. Okay, if you're wearing underwire bras, that may be overstimulating your stomach and your liver gallbladder. Okay, so you might want to pay attention to that.
So what would that mean if you were overstimulated?
It might be overstimulating your stomach or your liver and gallbladder.
So she said you were
In our clinic, we used to snip the wire and pull it out. Because fibromyalgia patients, they usually were very sensitive, and those were 3 major.
Right, you don't want to see them with that one.
I have a bra snipping party. Okay, the next one is this one right here. Again, I like to use the edge of the lotion bar, and it's under, but use the heels of your hands if you don't have a lotion bar. And it's your rib cage up to the xiphoid process. Oh, this is so wonderful when you have diarrhea, or when you
Chris.
or any irritable bowel syndrome, any nausea, with your small intestine, that helps. Or has anybody here eaten a meal and it feels like it gets stuck?
Oh gosh, yes.
So all you have to do, you do your stomach, liver, gallbladder, go down to your small intestine.
We'll use this on the cruise.
So we can eat again.
I told Nancy she needs to take me on the cruise so I can keep everybody turned up. Okay, then the next 2 points are the belly button and the pubic bone. The belly button would be your kidneys, and the pubic bone would be your bladder. So if you have any kidney or bladder problems, that's what that would be. So again, use your bar,
Is that why that's?
I know, but what about the bladder? Does it help?
You'll notice that you see all these buttons on the back. Well, remember I said nurses used to do massage at night, you know, on their patients? What they're actually doing with any type of massage, as long as you're stimulating up and down the spine, you're turning on all these points. They correlate in the back. Okay? So using your motion bar on yourself or your loved one, going up and down on either side of the spine. Okay? Okay, and then the last one is on the sides of the legs. So again, you this is a large intestine, constipation. Okay? So you're going to reach a point. I want everybody to touch right here. It's halfway between your hip and your knee. And if it's tender, you might want to take a look as to whether or not your bowel movements are regular, which means once a day. Some people, when I interview them, they think once a week was normal.
Oh, no.
Oh,
3 times a day.
Yeah, for real. 3 times a day. Not this.
So it's very important. What goes in must come out. Okay? So, real important. And with your children, you know, you've got to monitor them. Because many times what causes them to get sick is they're constipated. And if you're not monitoring them, you don't know, you know, that they are. And that could just be a buildup of toxicity in the body. Okay, so those are your turn-on points. If you get that book from Touch for Health, it goes over all these turn-on points. Okay, those are, and let me show you how quick it is in the shower. Okay, so in the shower, go like this. Everybody do it with me. Go like this. Go like this. Go like this. Ribs. And then sides of the legs. That's how quick the turn-on is. Okay? Or any time through the day. Do that when you're at a stoplight. You know?
Oh, I don't know. Just saying.
I need to put you in one pocket and Tim in the other. Because I
but
miss
what are you
it.
doing? You go, hey, I'm flushing.
Turned on.
Turn it on.
I'm turning myself on.
You want to be turned on?
Only do it if you're near a get and go.
I'm going to tell you a funny story myself.
See that Jeep
I
flying.
was going to the VA hospital out in Mount Vernon, and I guess I was going too fast down the main street. And I didn't realize it, you know, but a policeman was following me all the way to the VA hospital. And all these grandpas are sitting outside, and I noticed they're all looking at me, you know, but before I go in, I'm going like this, you know, because I was a little sluggish and I was wanting to turn on my voice. And of course, since I had my little thing, I took my Jordan Essential stick and was stimulating my lips. And pretty soon I get this little knock on my window. Yeah. And this young police officer, he goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm just turning myself on." And then he goes, "Well, your lips are pretty."
Those are my people.
So try that one when we get one, right?
Okay, so dry skin brushing, again, very, very important, whether you use a loofah or one of those, you know, brown wooden skin brushes. I love the brown wooden skin brushes because they have a long handle so you can stimulate those back points too. And then you can take the handle off and just use the brush. But you want to brush up the legs to the groin because the groin is another major lymphatic point. Okay, and then you want to brush down the arms. Actually, it should say up the arms because you want to brush up the arms to the armpit.
So up the arm, okay, up the leg.
This is what you're calling up.
Yeah. Anybody? Has anybody here experienced breast surgery? Anyway, one of the common things that happens when someone has breast surgery, because of the lymphs around the breast, they will develop lymphatic congestion, and their arms will just swell up.
My mom has that.
Yes.
And she's had the therapy,
The dry skin brushing?
and
So-
massage where they would,
Right.
they move it out of her arm, and she wears a sleeve, a compression sleeve all the time.
But actually, they may want to try massaging it into the armpit, you know, because you need to get that lymph fluid out of the body. I've seen it on people, they call it elephantitis of the lower legs. Many times after people have had heart surgery, they have, they strip a vein off the inside of the leg and into the groin, and that many times will disrupt the lymphatic flow. And so, very important for dry skin brushing with them too, you know, to get the lymphatic system moving.
Do they brush up then toward the groin area?
Up toward the groin. Yep. Okay, and then down the neck, as we spoke, you know, down the neck and into the armpits. And then around the belly. If you're constipated, what you want is you make a square on your belly. Everybody make a square.
Yep.
This is basic intestine. Okay, on your left lower finger, this is what you call, everybody roll it, or do it in a circle. This is your ileocecal valve. Okay? Many times when you're constipated, that's going to be blocked. Okay, now, pull it up. This is your ascending colon. And then right there, think of your liver.
You meant the right side. You said the left side, but you really meant the right side, right?
Yes.
Okay.
On the right side
Thank you. Okay.
is your liver. So this is your hepatic, which stands for the liver, flexure point. Flexure means this is where the colon turns and goes sideways. So many times things will get stuck there. And then sometimes the belly, the transverse colon, you know, especially, you know, if there's obesity going on or a sluggish colon, you'll see bellies out to here, you know. That transverse colon will sink really low because it's too full. And so that's your transverse colon. And then over here on your spleen side, this is another flexure point where it turns, so rub it, because then it's going to go to the descending colon, down. So that is the square that you want to keep open, okay, if you're constipated. So if you're constipated, you basically are going to massage clockwise, okay, for those valves to open up.
But each individual point.
Yeah.
You don't just do it in a circle.
Well, you can, but it's best to stimulate those points, especially those 4 flexion points. Okay, if you're having diarrhea, you do it the opposite. Now, again, for constipation, you want to use peppermint, okay? For diarrhea, you want to use orange.
Oh, diarrhea is orange.
Yep. So diarrhea, if we want to close the valves, which way would we turn the circle? Counterclockwise. Okay?
So clockwise for constipation, counterclockwise for diarrhea.
Right. And then I always will add the small intestine in there just by stimulating the ribs, because that's usually affected too.
My 1-year-old granddaughter one day was actually trying to use the bathroom, and she was hurting. She was screaming from pain. So I took and put peppermint on her feet.
Yeah.
Then I rubbed her stomach that way.
Yes.
And within just a few minutes, she was doing her business.
Yes. And kids respond very quickly because they have very other resistances going on, you know, so I love working with kids and babies and animals, you know.
She was actually screaming when she was trying to use the bathroom.
So again, a fix
Will
quick,
also relieve
you know, that
gas, by the
you guys can do.